Welcome to Deep Sleep Stories. My name is Matt. I know this podcast is quite new, but some of you have been following along for a while now. As you may have noticed, the narrator has changed a couple of times already in just a few months. The truth is, the podcast has been growing extremely slow, and basically nobody has left us any reviews so far. I'm here as the new voice of the podcast and would love to stick around, but I need your support to do so. Please, if you enjoy our content, it would mean so much to us if you could just leave us a review on whichever podcast platform you use. Now, take a deep breath and let's begin tonight's story.
Welcome to Deep Sleep Stories, where you can gently slip into a realm of calm and comfort as your day winds down. Take a slow, unhurried breath, feeling the soft hush of twilight envelop you in its serene embrace. In this moment, allow the cares that might be resting on your shoulders to slowly fall away. Picture yourself settling into a warm cocoon of peace, each breath becoming a gentle wave that soothes your body and mind. And now, let your imagination drift toward a place where clouds part to reveal Africa's highest peak, and the delicate light of dawn touches snow-capped summits in rosy splendor. As you breathe in, feel your body become weightless, and as you breathe out, let any lingering tension flow away, replaced by a gentle anticipation for the story that is about to unfold. Let your eyelids rest heavy and invite the muscles in your face to loosen, softening your cheeks and forehead. Notice how your breath becomes even more tranquil with each passing moment. You may hear the soft hum of night around you, wrapping you in a lullaby of distant whispers. Sink deeper into that lullaby, surrendering to the gentle pull of restfulness. Let your thoughts glide at a leisurely pace, undisturbed by obligations or hurry, while your awareness travels to a far-off land. Picture the wide African sky, dappled with morning light, cradling Kilimanjaro's peak in pastel hues. Soon you will enter a slow, meandering journey beneath those same skies where every detail unfolds like a dream. If you are ready, let the final traces of your day melt away, and allow yourself to be guided into a story shaped by soft breezes and ancient foothills. Feel your breath flowing in and out, a steady rhythm that matches your quiet heartbeat. Let each inhale gather any tension, and each exhale gently release it into the welcoming dusk. You've prepared your mind and body, and the road to slumber stretches out before you. All is well. All is safe. Breathe in contentment. Breathe out all lingering concerns. Soon, your vantage point will shift, and you will find yourself as a gentle observer in the tail of dawn on Mount Kilimanjaro. Let yourself drift as the scene reveals itself, comforting and still, the hush of night giving way to the light of early morning. High above Tanzania's vast plains, a delicate shimmer of first light brushes the summit of Mount Kilimanjaro. The morning air, still clinging to the remnants of night's cool touch, seems to hold a hushed anticipation for the sun's arrival. In the early twilight, the mountain appears draped in gentle shadows, its snow-tipped peak outlined against a sky that gradually lightens from inky navy to pale violet. A flock of small birds, wings rustling softly through the thin atmosphere, greets the dawn with hushed chirps, as if respecting the mountain's grand stillness. Far below, the rolling African plains stretch endlessly in every direction, dotted with tall grasses that shift and bow under a timid breeze. Silhouettes of acacia trees stand like watchful sentinels, and sometimes a single bird will alight on a spindly branch, surveying the land below for signs of movement. As the sky slowly brightens, the contour of the land emerges in hazy detail. The soft shapes of distant hills blend seamlessly into the horizon, where the curvature of the earth cradles the awakening dawn. Drifting clouds hover near the summit of Kilimanjaro, ready to unveil its majestic crown to the first gentle rays of sunlight. Near the mountain's base, a quiet campsite rests, illuminated by the subtle glow of embers from a spent fire. A few tents dot the landscape, their occupants still curled up in layers of warmth. Night's chill remains, but a soothing promise of the sun's warmth draws near. All around, the hush of the early hour envelops everything like a comforting quilt. The only distinct sounds are the occasional soft breaths of sleepers, the hushed stir of wind across the fabric of tents, and the faint rhythm of a heartbeat, like pulse in the calm of nature. Everything is at peace, yet quietly, waiting for the dawn to arrive. As stars retreat from the firmament, one by one, the sky turns a shade lighter, indicating the sun's approach behind the world's edge. Threads of coral and gold spread in the east like gentle brush strokes on a vast canvas. Slowly, the horizon brightens, revealing valleys cradled by mist, the tendrils of silver-gray fog laced through tall grasses and over hidden streams. There is a sense of unity in this moment. Mountain, sky, land, and air, all breathing together, intertwined in a single tapestry of daybreak. On one of the mountain's trails, a gentle figure moves at a relaxed pace. This traveler makes no hurry, pausing to breathe in the crisp air and admire the landscape unfolding with every step. Every footfall is measured and steady, guided by a quiet reverence for the mountain's ancient presence. The traveler's eyes track the shifting hues in the sky, savoring the gradual change from darkness to soft lavender, from lavender to a burgeoning glow of rose. The hush of the surroundings creates an almost sacred atmosphere, as though the mountain itself beckons for a slower, more attentive approach. In the time before true sunrise, the mountain appears to dream. Wisps of cloud cling to ridges and valleys, drifting in and out of sight as if shyly revealing hidden facets of Kilimanjaro's slopes. Near the summit, the glacier catches the first pale glimmers of dawn, scattering them back into the atmosphere in a subtle, pearly radiance. In that moment, the beauty of stillness is at its peak. There is no rush, only the quiet, certain knowledge that the sun will soon flood the world with light and warmth. Gradually, the horizon ignites with a more pronounced glow, Gentle ribbons of pink and orange weave across the sky, reflecting in the traveler's eyes and catching on the snow-laden crown of Kilimanjaro. The mountain's summit, regal and silent, seems to nod in acknowledgement of the day's arrival. Far below, birds flutter through the grasses, faint shadows in a sea of gold and ochre as the light softly wakes the land. Even the soil itself, dark and cool from the night's rest, begins to warm under the emerging sun. The traveler notices the faint stirring of life around them, a few small creatures scurrying among rocks, searching for bits of food. A breeze nudges the grass into a gentle dance, the distant call of an early bird echoing in the stillness. Each sign of life adds another brushstroke to the morning's portrait, yet the calm remains unbroken. The traveler's breaths come slowly, matching the measured tempo of dawn. Every inhale is a taste of pure air, crisp and brimming with promise, while every exhale is a quiet sigh of contentment. Step by step, the traveler continues along the well-worn path, feeling the gravel and stones beneath sturdy boots, absorbing the soft crunch that each movement produces. Near the trail's edge, a cluster of delicate flowers lifts their tiny petals to greet the light. Petals of white, pink, and lavender shimmer with droplets of dew, each droplet capturing a miniature reflection of the rising sun. The traveler cannot help but pause to admire these fragile blossoms, which persist in an environment shaped by extremes. Kilimanjaro's slopes might appear stark at a glance, but upon closer inspection, they offer fleeting wonders that unfold in the hush of early morning light. Somewhere farther along the track, the gentle wind lifts, rustling the traveler's jacket and carrying the sweet fragrance of distant vegetation. Beneath this note, there lingers a clean mineral scent, a trace of rock and glacier. Merged together, they create an aromatic tapestry that feels both grounding and invigorating. It conjures images of hidden valleys where secret streams flow, and of ancient lava rock faces that have witnessed countless dawns across millennia. The traveler closes their eyes for a moment, allowing this tapestry to envelop their senses, letting the weight of the mountain's timeless presence rest gently upon their heart. When the traveler opens their eyes again, they catch sight of a small group of birds gliding in graceful arcs. They seem perfectly at home in the thinning air, wings catching the gentle updrafts near the slopes. One moment they silhouette themselves against the pastel sky. The next, they dip into pockets of brightening light as the sun's rays begin their slow march across the land. Their calls, still subdued, sound like a greeting or an unspoken promise of the day's beauty. From the slopes of the mountain, a grand panorama of Africa's plains becomes visible. The sunrise reveals a sweeping vista of grasslands brushed with gold, streams glinting in the early light, and clusters of trees that stand as quiet observers. In the distance, clusters of wildlife may roam, though at this hour they remain silhouettes on the horizon, gradually sharpening as the light intensifies. The traveler stands still, gazing over this immense expanse, heart filled with awe. It is a view that can make one feel both humbled and comforted at once, as though nature's magnitude offers a gentle reminder of one's place in an interconnected tapestry. All around, the air vibrates with anticipation. The ascending sun promises warmth after the chill of night, and the breeze seems to bring a gentle assurance that the new day will unfold calmly. The traveler's breath grows softer, almost a whisper. With each inhalation, the sweetness of dawn intensifies. With each exhalation, the traveler sinks deeper into the moment's serenity. This is a place where time seems to stretch, where the everyday rush of thought and movement dissolves into the measured melody of the natural world. High overhead, the last traces of night recede, unveiling a cobalt sky where scattered clouds drift lazily. One by one, these clouds inch away from the summit, revealing the shining cap of snow and ice that rests upon Kilimanjaro's crown. Each passing moment seems to carry a sense of revelation, as though the mountain's hidden features are slowly, gracefully stepping into the light. In the air, an aura of reverence prevails, as if everything from the smallest flower to the lofty peak moves in harmony with the sun's unveiling rays. Further up the mountain, rocky outcroppings emerge from the receding shadows like silent guardians. They stand watch over the paths that many pilgrims and explorers have traveled in search of wonder or personal triumph. Yet in this story, there is no sense of urgency or conquest. The mountain exists as a gentle reminder of nature's quiet grandeur, offering solace rather than challenge, reflection rather than haste. The traveler treads lightly, each step a tribute to the profound stillness that radiates from Kilimanjaro's core. As the sun tips just above the horizon, its rays ignite the snowfields at the summit in a gentle blush of pink and peach. It is as though a painter's brush has been dipped in the colors of dawn and swept across the alpine ridges. This rosy glow, delicate and fleeting, seems to bring the entire mountain to life. The glaciers catch the sunlight in sparkling facets, and the traveler finds their gaze transfixed by the ethereal display, each ray offering a promise of a day brimming with quiet blessings. In that radiant hush, the clouds that once veiled the mountain's top begin to disperse, parting in slow swirls of misty white and pale gray. Their retreat is unhurried, as though they understand the need for this moment to unfold in gentle increments. As they drift away, the summit becomes fully revealed, a regal silhouette crowned with soft dawn light, rising from the plains like a dream. The traveler watches, heart resonating with each breath, absorbing the grace and majesty of that tranquil scene. Lower on the slopes, a subtle warmth touches the traveler's hands, face, and shoulders. The chill of night yields gracefully to the sun's gentle caress, and a sense of renewal flows through the land. Wisps of cloud trail along ridges and gullies, casting faint shadows that move languidly over rocks and shrubs. The traveler's steps slow, allowing time to simply be, to witness the interplay of light and shadow as the day grows steadily brighter. The hush of awe is broken only by the muted whisper of the breeze and the occasional chirping call from a distant bird. The mountain trail meanders onward, leading toward a vantage point where the traveler can admire the full breadth of dawn's spectacle. Here, a small rocky plateau opens onto a sweeping panorama of the crater and snowy peak. The rising sun now bathes these heights in a warm glow, and the clouds previously swirling in the air thin to wisps that fade into the pale blue sky. Each passing minute brings new detail, the layered rocks that form Kilimanjaro's ancient bones, the silver glint of ice in hidden crevices, and the gentle slopes that descend into the green foothills far below. In the stillness that pervades this lofty space, the traveler feels an unspoken kinship with the mountain. There is an unhurried conversation playing out in the hush, nature's quiet voice reassuring any weary heart that there is no rush, no pressing urgency. Like a wise guardian, Kilimanjaro seems to say, take your time, breathe deeply, and let the peace of this dawn wash over you. The traveler closes their eyes, breathing in the crisp air, letting the smell of frost and moss mingle with the moment's calm. When the traveler opens their eyes once more, the sun has risen just a bit higher, and the light has taken on a pale gold quality. Gently, the traveler shifts their focus to the plain below, where the grasses have begun to glow in soft, early light. A graceful hush still blankets the land, broken only by the faint rustle of a far-off creature stirring awake. Slowly, like a dream being realized, the plains begin to reveal their wildlife. A glimpse of a distant herd moving across a patch of open grass, or a lone antelope standing near an acacia tree, ears pricked to the hush of dawn. For a while, the traveler remains upon the plateau, soaking in the mountain's essence and the wonders that stretch out in every direction. Any lingering thoughts about time and responsibilities seem to have been left behind in another world. There is only the present, soft, golden, and unburdened. The traveler wonders how many dawns have come and gone over these slopes, how many transformations the glaciers have undergone, and how many creatures have witnessed similar mornings. That knowledge brings a gentle comfort, a sense of belonging to something vast and timeless. Gradually, a peaceful contentment settles in. The wind, as if sensing the traveler's reverie, calms its whisper, becoming a gentle caress that barely ruffles the mountain's sparse tufts of grass. The azure sky seems infinite, the edges of clouds tinted with the rosy glow of the morning's earliest light. Here, the traveler feels their heart rate slow, their breathing become even, as though matched to the measured breathing of the land itself. Each inhalation pulls in the sweet scent of dawn. Each exhalation releases any trace of care or worry. Eventually, the traveler proceeds down a winding path leading to a small ridge. There, a narrow stream flows over ancient stones, its water cool and clear. Drawn to the tranquil sound of moving water, the traveler kneels by the stream's edge, cupping a hand to gently feel the crisp flow. Tiny reflections of sunlight dance across the ripples, casting playful sparks of light onto the rocks nearby. Among those rocks, patches of moss and tiny wildflowers thrive, nourished by the pure water that trickles down from the mountain's heights. The traveler lingers in this spot, lulled by the soft murmur of the stream's journey toward the valley below. In time, the traveler resumes the gentle walk, each step accompanied by the soothing music of nature waking up. A cluster of shrubs sways to a mild breeze, leaves rustling like a peaceful lullaby. The mountain's face looms overhead, no longer darkened by the night sky, but glowing with warm, early sunlight. As the journey continues, the traveler's heart echoes that glow, full of gratitude for the calm and wonder found here. Even the occasional stone or uneven patch of trail feels like part of an ancient tapestry that has been carefully woven, detail by detail, over eons. On a small plateau where the view of Kilimanjaro's summit is unobstructed, the traveler comes to a natural pause. The morning has advanced, and the pinkish tones of dawn have begun their graceful shift toward the clearer light of day. Clouds that once veiled the peak are now distant fluffs of white, drifting across a boundless expanse of blue. The snow and ice, still softly glinting, transition into a serene whiteness that seems to hold the memory of the morning's blush. The grandness of the mountain stands revealed in this crisp light, yet the mood remains dreamlike, touched by the lingering essence of dawn. Far below, in the sprawling plains, subtle rhythms stir to life as the day ripens. From this vantage, the traveler perceives the gentle motion of grass swaying in sunlit ripples, the occasional burst of bird calls that filter into the air, and the hush of a breeze that carries the scents of the savanna. The mountain's quiet presence envelops everything. It is a place of reflection and deep peace, where thoughts slow to a gentle flow, and the heart feels connected to the steady pulse of nature. There is no sense of hurry or demand. There is only the gentle progression of time, marked by the graceful shifting of light. Hovering near the highest ridges, thin clouds drift like wisps of silk, painting faint patterns across the morning sky. They cast delicate shadows that move across patches of snow, creating a soft interplay of light and shade. As the traveler watches this dance, a kind of timelessness settles in, a pause in which the mind can wander freely among daydreams, guided by nothing more than the serene hush that envelops both mountain and plain. When the sun climbs higher still, the traveler slowly makes their way down a path that winds through boulders and sparse vegetation, meandering toward a lower slope. Here and there, the trail follows the contours of a shallow ravine where moss and tiny ferns cling to life in the cool, hidden pockets. The trickle of melting ice from the upper glaciers sometimes forms miniature waterfalls that cascade over rocks. The gentle sound of their descent provides a soft backdrop, as soothing as a lullaby, echoed across centuries. It is a sweet reminder that life flourishes even in austere places, given patience and grace. Deeper into the morning, the air grows warmer, comforting the traveler's body with a gentle heat that contrasts pleasantly with the earlier chill. Bird song, once subdued, becomes a touch more lively, though still, it never disturbs the overarching sense of tranquility. The traveler finds a shaded patch beneath a sturdy shrub, perhaps to rest and take in the unfolding spectacle of day. Sunbeams find their way through the branches, illuminating drifting motes of dust and pollen, casting fleeting shapes of light on the ground. The traveler breathes in gratitude, savoring how each new moment reveals subtle wonders that ask nothing in return but quiet attention. Time seems irrelevant in this landscape, measured not by clocks, but by the gentle shifts of shadow and hue. The traveler remains at ease, lightly lulled by the faint pulsing of the world around them, an interplay of breezes, distant trickles of water, and the mountain's steady presence. The body grows more relaxed, and each thought is softened by the calm. It is as if the entire scene has slowed to accommodate a restful perspective, an invitation to drift into a state of harmonious repose. Pausing once more, the traveler gazes upward where the summit of Kilimanjaro glistens like a beacon. Even though dawn has passed, the memory of that rosy glow lingers, as though etched into the snowy ridges. Fleeting clouds still pass by, sometimes casting momentary veils over the peak. But in each unveiling, there is a reminder that clouds and light are partners in a dance of revelation and concealment. With a hushed step, the traveler resumes a path downward, carried by the same relaxed rhythm that has cradled the morning. Every step gently massages the earth, leaving only the faintest imprint before vanishing behind a curve of the trail. Eventually, the traveler finds a small clearing where the view of the horizon is unobstructed. Here, the plains stretch far into the distance, a patchwork of subtle earth tones. The day has grown, yet the hush remains, as though the entire scene is cushioned by layers of peace. The traveler stands, absorbing the warmth, the colors, and the gentle interplay of life below. For a few moments, the traveler closes their eyes, letting the heartbeat sync with the quiet rhythms of the land. A sense of calm well-being flows through the body, each breath an affirmation of the present's sweetness. With each hour that advances, the softness of the early dawn transitions into a gently lit morning. But that shift carries no haste or abruptness. It is a slow unveiling, a subtle deepening of color and clarity. Kilimanjaro's highest reaches still gleam, crowned by the gentle brilliance of snow and glacier. The traveler quietly says a wordless thanks for the gift of seeing such a dawn of feeling it, of blending with the calm that emanates from the mountain's grand silhouette. This is how the morning continues, in unhurried unity with the mountain. The traveler moves through the landscape as if floating, buoyed by the sense of ease that accompanies each step. At times, the traveler catches glimpses of other wanderers at far distances, just small figures against a vast backdrop. Perhaps they too are lulled by the same hush, stepping gently, keeping their voices low in reverence for the mountain's sacred quiet. The entire scene exudes a drowsy harmony, making it easy to drift into a contemplative calm. As midday draws nearer, the traveler finds a final resting place, a smooth, flat rock, warmed by the rising sun, nestled against a low, scraggly bush that offers a bit of shade. From this vantage, Kilimanjaro still looms in the near distance, a patient guardian overlooking the plains. It seems at once distant and intimately close, a source of both ancient memory and present solace. The traveler settles there, closing their eyes once more, letting the breath become deep and slow. Time elongates, the edges of awareness soften, and in this mountain's presence, the traveler slips into a gentle state of rest. Now let the warmth and peace of this story guide you into the final phase of quiet relaxation. This is your moment to surrender to the comforting weight of slumber, trusting the steady rhythms of your own breath. The gentle hush of dawn on Kilimanjaro lingers in your mind, like a soft lullaby echoing across wide African plains. You feel each muscle in your body becoming heavier, from the crown of your head to the tips of your toes. Let your eyelids drift shut, resting in the solace that you have carried with you from the peaceful slopes of that majestic mountain. Notice how your breathing remains calm and slow, each exhale a quiet release that invites deeper rest. The subtle glow of sunrise, the gentle brush of cloud against snow, and the warm cradle of the African plains. These images float gently in your mind, soothing and calming your every thought. Let them settle into the background, a soothing melody that lulls you toward the threshold of sleep. You have witnessed the soft unveiling of daybreak, and now it is time to embrace the tender darkness that invites rest. In this tranquil place, the story settles into a quiet lull, offering no rush or urgency. Sink into the softness beneath you, feeling your body at ease. If your mind wanders, allow it to drift back to the gentle summit, the pastel sky, and the warm, golden glow that greeted the dawn. You are free to let go now, to float on the memory of that cloud-kissed morning. As you move further from wakefulness, trust that you are safe and held in the arms of soft dreams. With one final gentle breath, release any remaining tension. Feel your heart slow to a gentle rhythmic cadence in tune with the vast, peaceful presence that lies within you and around you. Let the hush of Kilimanjaro's slopes Enfold your thoughts in a soothing embrace. Feel the tender hush of sleep approaching, like a warm tide rising around you. It is time to rest, and you have nowhere else to be. Good night, dear traveler. Sleep well.